You can also track products manually in Manage Memberships. In other videos, we've discussed how you can sync your products with Manage Register. Manage Register is obviously the more robust solution. Has inventory tracking that generates reports. Um, you can do physical, like chip-based transactions. You can book resources. There's a myriad of things that's easier to do on the Manage Register side. If you don't quite want to do that, there's also this adding a manual product. And to do that, it's the same place. We go to settings, product settings, and here we can add a manual product. We can put in a description if we want it. We set the price to whatever we want it. Now, this gives you the option to either track the stock or not track the stock. If you track the stock, there's no reporting or any of that unless you use Manage Register. But it will allow you to do something like say, hey, I have 20 in stock, and then it'll let you sell through that 20, and then as soon as that's done, it won't list them anymore. However, you can also just say don't track stock. This would be something then too. Then that way it kind of prevents you from having to go back in and edit because that's what you have to do if you do track stock. If you're out of stock, there's not a good process for handling, say, purchase orders that you would have in Manage Register or anything like that. But you can update your inventory level. And then here we can also toggle that, whether or not it's going to be in stock or displayed for purchase. So here we have our test demo product. Over here in this window, this is what your customer would see, or your user. We do have the functionality where if there are items that have a similar start name here, they are grouped. So in this example, we're seeing test and then test demo and then test as well because they have similar start names here. And so that's the aid in something like, let's say that you had Gatorade, for instance. You'd have Gatorade, Glacial Freeze, Gatorade Cherry, Gatorade, whatever. Instead of having separate Gatorade buttons clogging up the screen, you would just have Gatorade, and you could hit this, and then it'll give you the options there. Here you're going to see I'm going to turn off this. I'm going to uncheck the display for test. And then now we just have test demo and then testing demo product. And the rest of the functionality behaves very similar to how it does, if you did sync Manage Register, and that user can come and then it's going to do the confirmation. If they have a card on file, it's going to confirm that. If they don't, it's going to give them an error message. And then that will show up on your inventory report as well. So as always, thank you for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to use the link in the description to schedule a time to discuss. And thank you.